Okay, greetings. Here is your PE specialized video talking about what we're going to be doing in PE this term and cover some of the things that you'll be doing, kind of maybe relay some of the fears about PE, and hopefully kind of get you started to where you know where you're heading and what you'll be doing. Now, first thing is it's a little challenging with it online, and so there's going to be things that we'll cover on that aspect of it, and then also kind of your scores and what you'll be doing. Now, make sure you watch the first video about some of the turn-in policies, but these are going to be more directly related to what you are doing in PE. So basically, your PE class is an hour and 15 minutes, okay? And we try to come close to that time period and what we have you do. It is a little hard to kind of gauge that out with it being online sometimes, but basically I split the class in two. There's two different aspects that you're going to be doing in the class. And it's not exactly half, but it kind of, is about halfway through you'll be doing this, and the other half you'll be doing this for each day. Now, every day they will be a question posted. Every day, this is called your daily workout question. Okay, so that's what we'll cover first. So, what I was talking about, where you have a stream on your Google Classroom, and you've got classwork, and then you've got people. That was on the last video, and I kind of talked about what you could do with the people tab, that you could find my name if you need to message me or find other students and ask questions. But as far as the stream, every day there will be an announcement. Okay, there will always be an announcement saying this is what you are doing today. And it may be a video I have you watch, maybe something that I have you read, but every day they will post that on the stream, and you will read through that and see what you're doing for that day. Also, every day there will be a classwork question, and this will be every day for your class. That on that classwork question, it will say, what was your workout today and what were your heart rates? Now, we're going to cover what that is, but every day on the classwork tab, there will be that question. So every day you have to log in and put what you did for your workout and what were your heart rates. Now, as far as what that is, okay, I don't want you to panic and to say, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to be running laps. I made a joke at graduation that I have students run laps and I think sing equations or something, because I teach math and music and PE. A workout, okay, means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Just because we're all different ages in these classes, we all have different backgrounds. It's a little bit different than a normal high school where everybody's in that same age group in that class pretty much. Most people too at that age, I'm finding out, you had a little more energy then, you had a little more time obviously, to do those things, whereas now you're in jobs that maybe you're already doing physical labor. And you come home and you're like, wow, I'm really tired from my job. So that's why I'm pretty lenient I say lenient, but that's where I want you to think about health in a different way, of not necessarily like I have to make these big drastic changes and I got to start running miles or lifting weights or something. No, not necessarily. You know your body more than anybody. You've probably, the thing is, we've all, doctors and different things give us advice on things. So that's where, I want you to make sure you are in consult with your doctor to always know what's the most healthy thing for you specifically. But it is also good, we always know it's to stay active and do things that help us be more active in anything that we do. So whether it be, if you're working at a job where you're sitting on a computer a lot or something like I've been doing through this, teaching online, I found out through graduation how much I was walking and standing, and I was like, wow, I really need to do this more. But, it's good to stand up, walk around a little bit, or, do some stretches there at your desk, kind of make sure that you're not just always staying in that one seated position, those kind of things. So there's a lot that goes to meaning staying active and doing workouts. So what I will have you do is you will list things that you do each day that you know that you're being active. So let's say it is a job that you are, I've had students do construction work where they talk about, hey, I moved these things today, we built this, we concreted, we moved these things, or I've had students say they've unloaded trucks, doing things, farming, exercise. That can be a huge workout. Like I baled hay. I think I said that right. I'm not a farmer. So, all these things that is active and is getting your heart rate up, those things you can list. Now, if it's things like, hey, today I cleaned my house and I went around vacuuming and I did these things and picked up things and was moving around, that's the things that I'm having you put. Now, if you also, I'm going to be posting videos of different workouts and stretches and, weightlifting things and different walking exercises, different cardio exercises. And if you want to implement those and you feel like, hey, this would be healthy for me, these are things I could try, then I encourage you to do that. That's why I post those things, is so they're things you could do, that you could try, that maybe gives you a different kind of exercise than you're used to. So those are things you can also do. So you will put, hey, I did the walking backwards ever, or whatever it is, or I did the lunges exercises for 30 minutes. Now that's the other thing, it has to be 30 minutes. So that's where I was talking about half, it's about half, it's not fully half, but for 30 minutes, that's where you're gonna add. So the question, I cleaned my house, picked up every toy, vacuumed and did this. Or maybe I walked a mile today. Whatever it is, that's what you're gonna put for those 30 minutes. Now the heart rate part of it, I'm gonna show you what you're doing for that. It doesn't have to be super difficult. Doesn't have to mean you have to go buy a Fitbit or anything. If you have one that keeps that, then you can use that, but you don't have to. Now I took off my watch because I'm gonna show you how you can check your own heart rate. Now there's two main places that you could check your heart rate. There's other places, but there's two that many people use. Some people use just, if you've got your jawline here, you've got your jawbone that you can feel kind of up in here in this part of your neck. A lot of times if you use these two fingers and push, you can feel your heart rate. It's hard to do when you're talking, but you can feel it. Now that's one spot. I have a hard time sometimes feeling it there, especially like I said, if I'm talking or something or moving around. Another spot that I like to use is your wrist, okay? If you take those same two fingers, the reason why you don't want to use your thumb is the thumb has a strong heartbeat too, and sometimes that can mess with that and you feel like, was that the heartbeat? But if you use these two fingers and you put it here, and it's kind of not right dead center, but just up a little bit on your wrist. See, I can feel it there. I can feel it beating. Okay, I can feel my heart rate. And so what I want you to do is take your heart rate before you do this exercise. So maybe before you clean your house, or before, let's say you're at work and you're about to do some physical labor, I want you to just do a quick heartbeat check before you start. So, and you're checking per minute, but that does not mean you have to sit for a full minute, because at work that'd be kind of hard if you were standing there and people were like, hey, I need you. For about 5 seconds, or 10, however accurate it would be. Let's do 5 seconds, okay? And, well, actually, because the math will be easier, let's do 10, okay? So for 10 seconds, I'm gonna count my heart rate. So I'm gonna get a timer. That one doesn't have a second hand, so I'm gonna use this one up here, and I'm gonna check, okay? I'm gonna start, maybe off camera now, but okay. So 11, okay? 11 beats, maybe 12. I think there was a 12th one there. So, 11, 12, I'll go ahead and use 12. Okay, so there was 12 beats in that 10 seconds, okay? So that's not what you're gonna put, it wasn't 12 beats, that's not a minute. So 10 seconds, that's why I use 10, because the math is a lot easier. But, so I checked it for 10 seconds, there's 60 seconds in a minute. So all I need to do is multiply this times 6, okay? Because I checked for 10 seconds and there's 60 seconds, I just need to multiply this times 6. Okay, and that gives me the average that I would have for a full minute. Okay, so 72 beats per minute is how much my heart rate was before I started moving around and exercising. Okay, then I want you to check it once you exercise. So right when you're in the middle of it, right when you're done, you feel like, wow, I really worked out, my heart rate's up. Then I want you to check it again. Now, most likely it's gonna go up. And so let's say at that time I had like 110 beats per second, or beats per minute, sorry. And so, I want you to put those 2 times. That's it. That's all you have to do is put, hey, I unloaded a truck today. Before I started, 72 beats per minute. When I finish, 110 beats per minute, okay? That will post every day. That's why I left you a little time. The workout's 30 minutes, but gives you a little time to put the heart rates down and log this. Now, the other half of the class, okay, so, sorry, before I move on from that. So make sure you're doing that every day. Every day you check the classwork, put what you did for that day and your heart rates for those 2 days, okay? And the daily workouts cannot be turned in late, okay? Now I talked about late assignments. These cannot be turned out late. For one, they're your attendance, because we have a PE class on campus as well, and they will be actually working out here, and that is their attendance. So that is your attendance for the day. So I can't accept it late, meaning you come in the next day and say, well, I did this for yesterday, okay? You weren't here yesterday, so I can't count you there. So I cannot accept the daily workouts late. Also, too, because of the way the days falls, otherwise you're saying, well, I'm working out on Friday instead of the Monday, and there's no way, like I said, I could keep track of that. So that's why those. Now, they're only 10 points. So if you miss 1 or 2, it's not going to kill your grade or anything, but it's good to make sure you're keeping up with these, okay? So every day, 10 points, that is on your assignments. It's an assignment score. It will always be an assignment score, and you will have to log that every day. And so if you miss it, just know then, okay, well, I'll do the next day. Like, that's why another reason why I can't do them late is because by the next day you have to do another one. So that if you end up, let's say you miss Mondays and you get up Tuesday and it's like, oh, I worked out, I'll count that as Monday. No, that will be Tuesday's workout. So that's why you have to do it every day. And that is just class days. So it is just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, you will not be responsible. If you want to keep up that, if you feel like you get a good thing going and you want to keep a regimen, you can do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's up to you. We'll be discussing too. Sometimes it is good to take a break here and there. So that's up to you. Like I said, you know what's best for you health-wise. But as far as the class, that's what we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. The other half of the class, so the other 45 minutes, even though this will take you a little bit longer to log in and everything, so about 30, 45 minutes, you will have a daily assignment that most likely, most of them are have you take notes over different functions of the body. So we look at the digestive system, we look at the cardiovascular system, things like that, that we learn about what's best for our body to eat, to exercise for, to do, prepare for. We learn about those different functions of the body that help us stay healthy in that way. Because that's a big portion of staying healthy, making sure you're getting the right nutrients for your body and diet and different things. And that doesn't necessarily mean diet has to mean, oh, I have to cut out these foods. No, it could mean that you have to add some foods. Hey, I need this more if I'm struggling with this, or maybe lungs, different things that you know about your body. Like, hey, this would be a good food to help with that. So that's the other thing we're going to be doing. A lot of times I have videos for that you will be taking notes. How that works is you watch the video that's on the stream that I post. You take notes on it. You can either do it on paper if you feel like, hey, I'd rather write them down and have them on a notebook, or you can type them on a Google Doc. Either way, that's up to you. And on that classwork tab, it'll say, turn in spot for June 10th's assignment. And so be very clear that, hey, June 10th assignment, cardiovascular system turn-in spot. And you will either take a photo of your notes if you wrote them down, and you take a photo and upload your photo, or you can turn in your Google Doc that you typed, okay? Now these classwork ones, like if I put turn-in spot, okay, for June 10th video, and maybe it's cardiovascular, and I'll put cardio, okay, or something. That means that it's blank. There's nothing there that I've put. I've put the video on the stream that you've watched. So there'll be a blank thing, you'll click on it, but it'll have a spot that you can hit plus to add a photo. okay? And to add add your photo of what you took of your notes, or it'll have a plus that you can hit and say add a Google Doc, and you can add your Google Doc there, okay, that you typed. And so that will be how that works for the classroom. Now, most of those assignments are 10 to 20 points, depending on how long it is. And so make sure, you keep an eye on that, because those a lot of times maybe are worth a little bit more than the daily workout. And so you'll take those notes, upload them, and those you can turn in late. I say that cautiously because, like I said in the video before, it's really good if you stay up on those. But I will grade those even if they're turned in late with the late deduction, okay? So keep that in mind. But these you cannot turn in late, the daily workouts. They have to be that day. These, if you do end up turning in a couple days later and grade it, you just know that you'll get the late deduction, okay? Also, sometimes I will maybe post a question that you'll answer, so keep that in mind. On the questions, like every day that I said that the question, just real quick, that we'll post what was your workout. It'll be a question, and you can actually just click on it and start typing your answer. That's the easiest way. You don't have to take a photo really for that, because you could, you just click on the question and type, I ran a mile today and these were my heart rates, okay? And you just type it right there in response to the question. I do set these to, especially the workout ones that only I can see. That way you don't have to worry about like, oh man, other people are looking at what I'm doing. I usually set those to where only I can see them. Other classes like that I have group discussion about maybe a film that we watched or a portion that we read or a music thing that we listened to, I'll leave to where everybody can see everybody's answers. But with health, keep it a little more personal. That way, that only I see them. Okay, that should be it as far as your daily routine. With that, the test on these there'll be test questions on usually videos that we watched, and usually what I do is I'll post a video and say, hey, there'll be a test over this video tomorrow or the next day. And maybe I even sometimes do a study guide first on those so that you can rewatch it and kind of get used to what they're saying. And usually I draw the questions directly from those videos, I say that because I've had students not watch the video and try to take the test and look up some answers, and it ends up being wrong from what we're doing and what we're learning about. So keep that in mind. Make sure if I put the test over this video or over these things, it'll be from those videos. You need to watch those videos to get those questions. And so they're, not difficult. They're there on the video that you can find the answers and go through and just kind of learn those. So keep that in mind as well. All right? Thanks, guys. Good luck. We'll have a good term. Looking forward to it. Now I'm talking off camera, so I'm just a voice out in space.